I was just in the women's room at a cheesecake factory. And when I walked in, there was this little girl, like 3 years old, tops. She was standing there alone, I assumed waiting for her parent.
Her parent? You mean her mother, is it? She was waiting for her mother, not her parent. Her mother. I wouldn't believe my 3-year-old outside the door either, for that matter. For this reason alone.
Was in the stall. And all the stalls were full. So like I couldn't go in. I just had to wait. And it was me and this little girl and no one else. And she kind of looked at me like, and I just like nodded my head and didn't look at her. I was like, it's kind of awkward. And it occurred to me.
It was only awkward, right? It was only awkward. Can you imagine when you were 3 years of age, right? They're obviously in the shopping mall and you're excited to go shopping and you're yourself and your mother and she needs to go to the toilet and you're kind of waiting outside the door and next thing you see this big fucking gigantic cunt with black makeup on their face. I'm not gonna look at this video and be all transphobic because that's not fair to the trans people who are actually trans. This person, I believe, and I've seen plenty of comments to say the same, is cosplaying as a trans woman, and we'll get to that comment soon. That's all this person is doing, is cosplaying as a trans woman to create rage bait videos, to create when you get rage bait videos, you get obviously more views, you become the cunt, and this person is one of the most hated people on TikTok and across social media websites for good reason, because they're a horrible little person and they create these rage bait videos for content, and all they end up doing is creating a very volatile situation between everyone else and the trans community. And even this cunt is creating a very fucking hostile situation between the trans community, because even they don't fucking want this cunt. Even though he claims to be an advocate for trans people, he is not an advocate. And I keep saying he because of the amount of proof and comments there that suggest. And even if you watch this person's TikTok account or Instagram account, it's all rage bait. It can't be genuine. This can't be a genuine trans woman, just for the amount of fucking stuff they talk about, like this. Like, they're talking about there an interaction between them, a fucking adult, and a 3-year-old. Oh, you're so fucking weird. But anyway, you can imagine that you being that 3-year-old and you see this fucking monster looking down at you, black makeup. Of course it's going to be awkward. Of course you're going to stare. A 3-year-old will stare at anyone, particularly ones wearing black fucking makeup.
Me, that when the parent, who I don't know, leaves the stall, exits their stall, and sees me, a trans person, and their little 3-year-old daughter, that they might make an assumption based on untrue things that they've heard. An assumption that could be very dangerous for me, unsafe for me. So instead of waiting for that to potentially happen, I left the bathroom and decided I didn't need to pee that bad. Trans people go through this thought process any time they're in a bathroom. And it's not okay. And it's important to talk about because it happens all the time.
So this is typical content from Lily Tino. And they like to create situations where they cause trouble. Like they're most known. This person is most known for going to restaurants, creating drama, and getting their food for free. God, it's tough not saying he or she. Oh, it's just I don't want to be offensive to the trans community because it's not fair, because then they'll get the hate because of this fucking cunt playing cosplay. Anyway, so you can see in this video here, he's claiming to be a victim, and there was literally nothing happened. There was an interaction in the toilet where a 3-year-old looked at this fucking idiot, and there was no interaction. The mother and the child left the toilet. Lily left the toilet, and she is still somehow claiming to be a victim in this situation. What a fucking painful little cunt. What a painful. And just look at the comments here. Jelly Bean, you're taking playing the victim a bit far at this point. You're making up scenarios in your head. Nothing actually happened in real life. And you're still pulling the victim card and making out like you don't feel safe. You don't feel safe around a 3-year-old. Buddy, 3-year-olds look at everyone and everything inquisitively. You're not fucking special. I believe Lily is quite special. But not the special we know. Not the special you be thinking. I think it's special. So most recently, Lily was at Disneyland. I'm just going to go with Lily because that's their. God, this is tough today. Oh, probably going to get in trouble for what I've said already. Lily is what their Instagram handle is. So let's just go with Lily for now to save, whatever. And Lily, fuck's sake, Lily was at Disneyland, right? And she was being an absolute cunt. I just did it again. And Lily was being an absolute cunt at Disneyland. Let's just look at one of the videos.
Made it into Disney World. I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go and use the bathroom because I have to tinkle. If I get stopped, I get stopped, I guess. But I'm a woman, so I'm going to use the women's bathroom, and being in Florida or being in California or wherever isn't going to stop me. So I will report back in a minute once I have hopefully tinkled without issue.
3 minutes later.
That went as well as it could have gone. No one gave me any weird looks. Definitely no one stopped me. I walked in, I found a stall. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about with the sound. I think, is there someone peeing standing up there? But you know what? I peed standing up and it was fine. And then I washed my hands and I left. And you know what? On my way out from the women's bathroom, I took a quick picture with someone who recognized me, and it was lovely. So overall, Disney World in Florida, 10 out of 10. Women's bathroom experience for trans women, would recommend.
So she put up that video. Lily put up that video, and the comments were quite true. Because, if you were trans, right, you're a trans woman, you still have a penis. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud, but you still have a penis. I think you're trying to create a situation by standing pissing up. Because you're in a female toilet where obviously there's no other female in that toilet going to be standing, holding a dick and pissing, is there? The only people that would possibly do it is a trans woman. And I think when they do that, they're looking for an excuse to play the victim card so they can cause a bit of drama, so they can report back to Instagram and TikTok and say, I was just in the toilet today. Lily was hoping to get in trouble. Lily was hoping to cause a stir in that toilet. She was literally out there trying to create drama so she could report back to Instagram, which she did anyway, and she'd no stories. Just look at the comment here. You peed standing because you wanted women to hear it and say something so you could be a victim, like I was saying. I don't know who you are. If I was in that restroom with my daughter and all I heard was the sound of what I think is a man peeing, I'm freaking out. The women in the stalls have no idea who is next to them, and you know that. But you wanted to cause an issue. Exactly. This is Lily being a standard little cunt. And there is no other reason to stand up to piss inside a woman's toilet, literally only to create drama and be a little fucking cunt. Because like that lady said there, you don't know who's next door to you. And when you hear that fucking sloshing into the toilet, you're going to create a bit of unwanted drama. Hey Burden, it's like you're looking for a reaction for peeing standing up and telling us about it. Did we need to know you stood up? Again, we didn't need to know you stood up, but you had to put that part on Instagram because a story like that would create rage bait. You stood up as a trans woman inside in a female toilet, pissing up, holding your dick and pissing. See, you know what you're doing, you little cunt. But anyway, that wasn't even the issue that happened at Disneyland, because later, whilst they were in the toilet, Lily, nearly said it again, nearly got me, Lily, you little cunt. Lily took a picture in the toilet. Now, I saw this picture. I'm going to block out these faces just to give the privacy to the people behind Lily that Lily should have done. I'm getting better. I nearly dropped it again. I'm getting better. Oh, so close. Lily should have blocked out their faces, but she didn't. And I did a reel on this on Instagram, and one of the comments was the dedicated as fuck dad. So he's not going to be happy about this. In Florida, and I was thinking this: how could you walk into a toilet, especially as a trans woman with a cock, and take pictures of children and women inside a toilet? There has to be a law. And I wasn't wrong, because there is a law, as dedicated as fuck dad here says. In Florida, it is illegal to take pictures of someone in a restroom without their consent. This is considered an invasion of privacy and is addressed under Florida's video voyeurism law, Florida Statute Section 810.145. Not only is what you are doing illegal, but you took bathroom selfies at Disney, and Disney's own rules prohibit picture videos in the restrooms. You literally broke state laws and the rules and regulations of Disney's theme park. And you went in there hoping to not get a reaction. And it's exactly what you go in there to do. And then when you got no reaction, you had no choice but to take a picture of women and kids in the toilet. You fucking cunt. And I found a news report that Tino, for that picture, is now facing a lawsuit from a mother whose child was shown in the video at a Disney bathroom. What do you think of this controversy? It says, I'm so happy. I hope that cunt goes to jail, because that's where he should be. Because he thinks he's this little advocate for trans people, and he's not. He's a little fucking spineless cunt. So Lily put up this other video, and remember now, Lily is in Disney World, right? There's lots of kids around. There's kids everywhere, right? And this is the video Lily decided to share. Let's watch this.
I think Disney's going to ban me for this one. My corn dog is still intact. I'm not happy about that, but sadly it takes a long time to turn a corn dog into a inverted corn dog. I do hair removal every week for 2 hours straight. It is not fun or easy, but once that is finally done, hopefully by the end of the year, they are going to take my corn dog. These ears do not want to stay on. They are going to cut it down the middle. This is not the best knife for this. They will then take off the outer lining of the corn dog. Okay, I'm actually impressed that I'm doing this good of a job. Like so. Flip it inside out and make something of a tunnel. This tunnel will then become, well, my hands are disgusting. Now you might be asking why I would do this, or why anyone would do this. It sounds not fun, and I agree with you. I'm not looking forward to that recovery process. But know that this is not a decision that any of us take lightly. Our corn dogs do serve a purpose, but at the end of the day, I just don't like having it. It's not me. I look at it in the mirror and it's like, can we do something about that? And it turns out we can. But until then, I am making the most of my final days with my corn dog. Farewell to this thing that has served me not very well, but is what I was born with. It did its duty. R.I.P. I'm good.
So there's Lily talking about referencing a big corn dog. A fucking pickle would have done. To getting an operation on her genitals around kids at Disney World. Again, more proof that this little cunt is cosplaying just for your reaction to create rage bait videos. Let's look at the first comment, which is a good one. I work at Disney, and while I'm an ally, this is extremely inappropriate. This place is made for children. We do not cuss or talk about genitals or anything of that matter. My favorite part of my job is making children smile. Well, I understand you're trying to educate. You're still at Disney, a placement for kids, being kids, and not learning, just having fun. So Lily is here talking about getting an operation on his cock and turning it into a vagina of sorts. Which is all well and good in your own space, among your own people, but around kids, that's what you want to talk about. I really do hope you're going to jail. And on that note, I'm tired of talking about Tino now. I really hope, here's a little picture. Oh, look at him. One of my fave pre-transition pics. You can see the girl starting to come through. This is a person with a beard, with hair, with hairy. What part of this is the girl coming through? Is it the purple t-shirt? I mean, I'm wearing a pink t-shirt. But you know what I was thinking as well, right? At what point is it okay for a trans woman to use the female toilets? I mean, there has, like, obviously there's a line, right? For argument's sake, right? Let's say I today say that I am now a trans female. Does that mean I can walk in at any stage beyond the point of me saying I'm now trans female, trans woman? Does that mean I can use female toilets from now on? Or do they have to wait for some sort of, I don't know, female transition? Do I have to grow my hair longer? Because the only difference between me and Lily at the minute is Lily has longer hair than me. Lily still has a dick, and he's everything else. So the only difference between us is, obviously, Lily is cosplaying for a couple of years now. What point do we say, yes, it is okay for you to use the female toilets now? Is it after the point you've said you're now trans female? Is it after the point you get the operation? I imagine the only, truly, I believe the only time a trans woman should use the female toilet is once the job is completely done. Once you're completely transitioned over, then you can proceed to use the toilets, because there's far too many freaks out there, in my opinion, like Lily, who I don't believe, from all the comments suggesting it, who is not actually a trans woman. She's cosplaying, he's cosplaying, Lily is cosplaying. Lily, you cunt, you're cosplaying for a reaction, because Lily makes money from these videos online, from TikTok, from Facebook, from YouTube. So she's monetizing being an absolute cunt. But what point are we allowed to use the toilets? If I become female this evening, can I walk into the women's toilet and take a shit, or a standing up piss? Where do we draw the line? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. That's all I'm going to talk about today, guys. Anyway, guys, I hope you're well. Good luck to you. Make sure you visit the site. You can pick up a nice pink t-shirt so you can become a trans woman as well. Good day to you.